welcome back. So we just had the 3 games, so I thought, why not get creative? Use a different board than what I'd usually use if there was 3 games on, and do something a little different. What's interesting is there's the possibility that of the 6 teams on this board right now, one of them makes the playoffs. One. So these may not end up being games of great consequence at the end of the season, but at least the Rangers result keeps a lot of, some intrigue going forward, right? All right, we're going to start off with New Jersey and Philadelphia. New Jersey, of course, with 9 straight regulation losses coming into this game. It's Blackwood versus Elliott. And, the Devils looked like they wanted to change it until they didn't. They looked like they wanted to finally get that first win in a while until they didn't. Elliott looked sharp early. Devils had some jump. In fact, they had a 3-on-1 that leads to their first goal. McLeod scores from Bastian and Wood at 4:56. Solid first half for the Devils in that period. Flyers not able to get any kind of pressure, not able to get anything set up. Turnovers were costing Philly early in the game. But as the period goes along, things change. Starting with Couturier, he scores from Myers and Provorov at 11:45. Devils would press with 6.5 minutes left. Elliott facing a lot of prime chances, but Couturier had a rush chance that was stopped. And then we get a strong finish for both the Flyers and Mackenzie Blackwood. It's a 1-1 tie after 1. Philadelphia ends up doubling up New Jersey in shots, but pretty good period. Second period, shots were 2-2 at 5 minutes. No penalties yet in this game. And that's noteworthy in this one, too, is that the power plays really weren't all that prominent. Things stayed pretty evenly played through that as well. Devils, best game they've played in a while. In fact, that goal they had for 1-0, first time they had a lead in a while. They enjoyed that, so they decided to get another one. Wood scores from Bastian and Severson at 7:07, so that's Nathan Bastian's second point of the game. Really nice pass on that one, and Wood buries it. So, 2-1 for New Jersey. Sharangovich then had a shot that was saved. Devils pressing after that. They wanted more. Jesper Bratt then gets a chance. It's Jesper Bratt and Jesper Boquist. Anyway, that deflected out of play, the shot from Bratt. Wood misses high. Devils, way too many rush chances being given to them by New Jersey in that second period. Then there were too many Devils on the ice, so in the last minute, the Flyers get a power play. That's the only Flyers power play. So we go to the third, the Devils finish off the kill, and then there's an early power play in favor of the Devils. Shorthanded chance for Lawton. They kill that off, but Zacha, just before the halfway mark, he scores from Bratt and Hischier at 9:16. That makes it 3-1 New Jersey with half a period left. They're finally going to get a win. And I was thinking that, and I'd already put the records up there. I was like, hey, so New Jersey's finally getting a win. That's good. Goalie pull with 3 minutes left, and that's where everything falls apart. And I think what may have started it was that they started showing a little more fire in that second half of the period. Lawton ends up injuring Janssen. There was a boarding call there. New Jersey gets a power play. It's all killed off. But there was a lot more fire from Philadelphia in that third period. Giroux would score from Van Riemsdyk and Voracek at 18:34. That's 849 career points for Giroux. He ties Brian Propp for third all-time on the Flyers list. They must have showed him the list, and he goes, I don't want to be tied for third. Because 22 seconds later, with the 6-on-5 again, Giroux scores from Voracek and Van Riemsdyk. So, those 3 combined for tying goals. And then in the last minute, there were chances for the Devils, but in shocking fashion, New Jersey finds a new way to lose. In the overtime, the Devils get a power play. Provorov with the trip. Devils call a timeout. It's 4-on-3. Guess what happens? Shorthanded chance for Lawton. Same as in the third period. And that was killed off. Elliott making some key saves as well. But we go to the shootout, and in round 6, Kevin Hayes makes sure that the New Jersey Devils stay winless. He gets the winner. They go to 22-19-7. New Jersey drops to 14-27-7. Shots in this one, 16-8, Philadelphia in the first, 11-9, New Jersey in the second, 8-7, Philadelphia in the third. In the overtime, 6-3 for New Jersey. So lots of shots in the overtime. Final shots, 36-32 for Philadelphia. Power plays, New Jersey ends up 0 for 3. Philadelphia 0 for 1. Blackwood saves 33 out of 36. That says 38. Should be a 36. I'll just go ahead and change that now. And Elliott saves 29 out of 32. So I've been busy today trying to do other things too while I'm doing some of the stuff on the board. So apologies for things that are miswritten. Miswritten's a word. Absolutely. But yeah, so Blackwood 33 saves on 36 shots. Elliott 29 saves on 32 shots. And there you go. The Flyers come out with the 2 points to keep their faint playoff hopes alive. Next up, well, you got to say the Rangers, they came out to play, and this felt to me like the Rangers against the Flyers. Some of those Flyers games, right? So it was Shesterkin versus Tokarski. The Rangers press at 2 minutes. They had a lot of pressure early on, and they'd score. Zibanejad from Lafreniere and Lindgren at 4:49. Don't look now. Alexis Lafreniere looks pretty good in that top 6 for the Rangers. Yeah, it took him a little while to get there, but he looks pretty good right now. Ristolainen then tries to answer, but it's Skinner that answered with a nice backhand, beautiful shot, filthy shot from Miller and Bryson at 6:16. So the Rangers, they try to restore the lead, and eventually they do. It's Kakko. He's looking pretty good lately too. Fox and Hedl with the assists at 12:02. The Rangers then get a power play, and they score on it. It's Zibanejad with the second of the period from Panarin and Fox at 17:10. Mika Zibanejad is on a really nice run right now. And so it's 3-1 Rangers after 1. And I didn't get the feeling at that point that Buffalo was going to be able to stop this. The Rangers already knew Boston had lost. So they knew how important this game was and that they would be able to get to 4 points back with a win. Miller defended early on a Cousins chance. That ends up being key because Zibanejad completes the hat trick from Buchnevich and Fox at 2:05. So Fox with a couple of assists today. He just keeps piling up assists and assists and assists. So with the hat trick, I'm going to say this. I thought that was probably the weakest of the goals that Tokarski allowed to that stage of the game. But again, Zibanejad with the hat trick, kudos to him. He gets 3 goals in the first 22 minutes and 5 seconds of the game. Fox then had a nice defensive play on a Jokiharju pass towards the Rangers' net. Rangers pressed at the half. Kajula then had a break. He missed high on that. Sabres get their first power play, but the Rangers would kill that off. And then they go right back to the box. So Buffalo, their power play has been hit and miss lately. It's a hit here. Olofsson from Reinhart and Middlestad at 14:47. The Rangers then get a power play late, but they emerge from this period up 4-2. Sabres press at around the 5-minute mark in the third. The Rangers get another power play. Tokarski stops Zibanejad. He can't stop them all. Kaapo Kakko with his second goal of the game, and it is a power play marker from Buchnevich, and Zach Jones with his first NHL point at 7:06. And it was a nice play by Jones to throw it to Buchnevich, who passes over to Kakko, and it ends up in the back of the net. And if Kakko hadn't got it, Lafreniere was right there to bury it. So either way, one of their good young players was going to get that goal. Olofsson then rifled one wide after that, but the Sabres don't go away. Reinhart scores his 21st of the year from Dahlin at 10:34. It was a nice shot right over the glove of Shesterkin. That makes it 5-3. With 5:31 left, the Sabres, to keep things interesting, they get a power play. It's a no. Blackwell was then hurt on a play along the boards. Goaltender gets pulled with 2.5 minutes left, and then with 1 minute and 32 seconds left, you end up with a 6-on-4 power play. So what this does is it frees up the Rangers. They don't have to worry about icing. I don't think that when teams are down 6-on-4, they worry nearly as much as we as fans may worry watching, because now they don't have to worry about icing it. And Rooney would hit the empty net from Howden at 19:05, so it's an empty netter and a shorthanded goal. That makes it 6-3. That is your final score. Buffalo drops to 13, 29, and 7. The Rangers 25, 18, and 6. And again, they're still in this. They're 4 points back of Boston. Boston still has 2 games in hand. Rangers do have 2 games against Boston. We'll see how things go. Shots, 12-11 for the Rangers in the first, 14-7 Buffalo in the second, 10-9 Rangers in the third. Final shots were actually 34-29 for Buffalo, who go 1 for 4 on the power play. The Rangers go 2 for 3. Tokarski, 23 saves on 28 shots. Shesterkin, 31 saves on 34 shots. Yeah, pretty darn good game for the Rangers, and they're still in this. They kind of need to win out, and they really need to drag Boston back, but they're still in it. So we'll see whether or not they can stay in it. And last up, Columbus. Much like New Jersey, Columbus comes into this one sick to death of the losing, and they want things to be different. And much like New Jersey, it could have happened, and then it doesn't. Early rush chance for Palat. He fires one wide. Killorn whiffed on a one-timer, which was during a 3-on-2. Bolts get a power play. Colton was denied during that power play, and it is killed off. The shots were 4-1 for Tampa Bay at 7.5 minutes. Columbus was in their own end a lot in that early half of that period. Barré-Boulet then missed one wide. The puck gets turned over, but it comes back to Tampa. Point gets an assist on a Palat goal at 11:52. So Barré-Boulet just misses out on an assist there. Don't worry, he'll make it up later. Bolts then pressed after the goal. Jones had a nice net drive. Columbus was pressing. And the Bolts doing their best for shot blocking as well. And they did pretty well in this game in that term. But Columbus, they get a goal. Grigorenko from Gavrikov and Lettinen at 17-16. Tampa Bay then tries to answer that. A lot of fast break chances for Tampa throughout this game. But in the last minute, it's a press by Columbus, and they score. Robinson from Bjorkstrand and Domi at 19:29. It's a wraparound goal. It's the fifth shot. Probably one of those ones that Vasilevsky would save most nights. Today, Vasilevsky was shaky. So we go to the second period. First minute, Tampa Bay almost gets a goal. Doesn't end up going in the net. Korpisalo-Sharp looks confident with the glove. 6 minutes in, Columbus didn't have a shot. And at 6:09, Tampa Bay takes one of their shots and deposits it in the net. Joseph from Point and Palat. It was a fast break goal. Again, the speed for Tampa Bay is really impressive when they've got it going. Bolts then get a power play. Hedman had a point shot that was saved. That was killed off. But Tampa Bay goes back to the power play after that. That one ends up being killed off as well. The shots were 12-2 in favor of Tampa with 7 minutes left. So, yeah, that was an all-Tampa period. Gord had a break. He fires one wide. We go to the third. It is 2-2. So it's not like Tampa's getting way ahead of them. They weren't able to get way ahead of Columbus. In fact, they end up behind. 55 seconds into the third period is Robinson with his second goal of the game from Domi and Bjorkstrand. So at 55 seconds, it's 3-2 Columbus in a game where Tampa had been the better team. Bolts then get a power play, and it wasn't that long after that goal goes in, they get a power play and they score on it. It's Barré-Boulet with his first NHL goal from Palat and Hedman at 2:41. So that ties it up. And during that play, Korpisalo gets hurt. It looked like it was a groin, something along those lines. But Barré-Boulet, I'm not going to take anything from him, but it definitely impacted Korpisalo's ability to even get over and make the save. So Korpisalo immediately heads down the tunnel, and Merzlikins is in net for Columbus. Columbus tried to answer. Bolts end up with another power play. They don't score on it, and then Laine with a giveaway to Joseph. That was scary. That almost goes in the net. And then there was a giveaway going the other way. So Roslovic had a break on that turnover, and it wouldn't go in the net either. And he kind of looked skyward after. He just couldn't flip it over the pad of Vasilevsky. And the color announcer kept calling him Roslovic. The color guy. And the play-by-play guy keeps saying Roslovic, and the color announcer saying Roslovic. And I'm like, do you not hear how the guy you're talking, he's saying Roslovic. Why are you saying Roslovic? He's not Czech. Why are you saying Ross? It was one of those things that drove me. If it drove you nuts, let me know. Palat then fires one wide as the Bolts press with 5 minutes left, but they just could not get the game-winning goal. So you go to overtime, and Victor Hedman decides, all right, just give me the puck. And at 10 seconds, he scores. So before I can even write anything on the board, Hedman just scores. So I'm like, all right, Hedman, that's it. They win this one. 4-3 in overtime. They go to 32-14-2. Columbus 15-25-10. So they're catching up to Dallas with those overtime and shootout losses. And I mean, it wasn't a pretty game for Tampa, but they get the 2 points. So Carolina and Florida, not entirely happy with Columbus right now. Shots in this one, they favored Tampa in the first and second, 8-5 in the first, 16-5 in the second. Columbus actually outshot them 12-9 in the third. They seem to be a little bit more nervous in that third period. In the overtime, Tampa gets the one shot. It's 10 seconds. They got the only shot. Final shots, 34-22 for Tampa. Columbus gets one power play. They don't score on it. Tampa gets 4, and they score once. Korpisalo, 23 saves on 26 shots. Merzlikins, 7 saves on 8 shots. And for Vasilevsky, not a fantastic game for him, and they win anyways. 19 saves on 22 shots. So, good for Vasilevsky, good for Tampa. The battle for first place is still a 3-team race. All right, let me know your thoughts about these 3 games in the comment section below as always. Tomorrow we have 8 games on, so it's a busy Monday tomorrow, but it's bizarro world. This whole schedule has been bizarre. It's going to be bizarre right up until the end. Next Sunday, I have 1 game. On the Saturday, I believe it's 15, and then it's 14 the following Saturday. But next Sunday, as the first day I'm looking at and going, I can take a break. I can actually take a break. So yeah, I'm kind of in a way looking forward to being able to just have a little bit of a just a break. I'll end up doing videos on the Entertainment Guy. I know I will, because that's how it works. But that feels like a break, because Entertainment Guy, they feel like different videos. It feels like a different job, even though it's the same thing. But hey, it's in a different room, so it's completely different. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thanks for all your support. It means a lot. I will talk to you again soon.